This is Bulls Chat. I am Joe Malone, and with me, the head coach and general manager of the North Iowa Bulls, Coach Todd Sanden. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here, Coach.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you.
Well, I want to touch on the previous weekend, just because we haven't had a chance to catch up between now and then, but the Bulls hit the road to take on Granite City back earlier in October. A split with Granite City, is that something you were happy with?
You know, obviously we're trying to win every game we play, but in that particular weekend, we played every player we had, and coming out of there with a split is certainly something that we're happy with. I mean, we got to look at all of our guys. We got them in that series that everybody wants to play in, and got to do some evaluating as well. So we're okay with the outcome of that series that early in the season.
Now, a rarity took place on that Friday night game against Granite City with the Bulls getting shut out 2-0. I forget what the stat Austin posted up was, but that does not happen very often in the hundreds of games that the Bulls have played. Was that a surprise?
I think it's always a surprise when you understand that how offensively our team is built. But, I mean, you got to give Granite City credit. I mean, we didn't get a ton of second shot attempts, and some of that's on them, and some of that's on our guys just working a little bit harder to try to get the loose pucks and that. But no, it was that was a good hockey game on Friday night.
And then the Bulls responded, came back. Granite City again scoring 2 goals on Saturday night, but this time around the Bulls scored 3 and get out of Granite City with a split. Now, Friday night, this past Friday night, the Bulls were game 1 of a home-and-home against the New Ulm Steel, and it was a 4-1 win. And win number 400 for you and for the franchise. What does it mean to you to see something like that? 400 wins for the North Iowa Bulls.
Yeah, you know, personally, we're so blessed here, but it's more important for the team in the town, the franchise itself, and I'd like to give all the credit to them, to our ownership, to the community, to our sponsors, our fans, and the families and the players who have dedicated so much time, effort, and money to be a part of our program that it really is, it's exciting. It's exciting. But again, personally, so much goes into it that it's not a Todd Sanden thing. It's a North Iowa Bulls thing.
And it is pretty impressive, 400 wins throughout the regular season, throughout the playoffs, into the cups and everything else. So win number 401, since we are keeping track now, took place on Saturday night. It was a 6-1 win over New Ulm at the Mason City Multipurpose Arena. And one thing that stood out to me at the first period of that game is it seemed like the Bulls were very intentional on trying to tip pucks. Like you get a shot on net with the guy in front and trying to either raise that puck up, lower that puck down, change the angle. Was that something that was a focus, or did the game just sort of flow that way?
No, I think the bigger focus, Joe, there is just getting traffic to the front of the net and you know, around the area of the net where you can get a stick on pucks, and also have better opportunities to try to corral rebounds and get a second shot attempt. So if you look at us not scoring a goal a couple of weekends ago on a Friday night in Granite City, that's probably part of why we didn't. We didn't have a good enough net front presence in the offensive zone, but it certainly was apparent and evident on Saturday night.
How difficult is it for a player to maintain space and still be skillful with the stick when they're just getting hit from all different sides? I couldn't imagine.
I think if your hands are free, you still have an opportunity. I mean, these guys are pretty agile on their skates, so as long as they're not laying on their back or sitting on their butt and their hands are free, I think they have a reasonable opportunity to make plays.
Okay, because I'm not the world's strongest skater. Never will be. I mean, a slight breeze will knock me over on any given day. But it's just the amount of work that goes into that aspect of the game, trying to keep your focus on everything else and not get your block knocked off in front of the net.
Yeah, it's a tough area to be in the rink, that's for sure.
I want to talk about an accolade. We mentioned the 400 wins. Another accolade coming the Bulls' way this week as Garrett Freeman was named the West Star of the Week. That's a pretty cool honor for the Bulls to pick up this early in the season.
Yeah, and Garrett's done really good the last couple of weekends. He kind of broke out a little bit in that Granite City series, had a goal and an assist up there on Saturday night, and then really showed up last weekend for us as well. Obviously, anybody who looks at our roster and the point production, he's sitting on top of it right now. So we're excited that Garrett's getting some recognition for his efforts. That's for sure.
Now, you mentioned during the Granite City series, you were still doing a lot of evaluating and trying to figure out who fits where and whatnot. With this series that just wrapped up against New Ulm, was that more evaluation or more collaboration where you're trying to get, this is what we want to have happen, you guys work together?
I think we're moving very closely into that collaboration mode, Joe. Kids have been here for 6 weeks. We've played a couple exhibition games. We've played 5 regular season games. So now it's time to dial it in, get some chemistry on lines. And even though we still have a lot of extra players, when I say that's probably 5 or 6 extra guys in town right now, we'll try to get as many guys in the lineup as we can. But you're at the point of where there's going to be some separation with guys maybe coming in or guys leaving, that you just got to be really good all week long to play for sure 1 game and hopefully 2 games on the weekend in our group. So I think we're looking to kind of solidify some lines too, to where you can trust a line that's going to be able to go out in there and maybe get a goal or 2 a night.
Now, the Bulls are one of the top 5 teams in the NA3HL when it comes to goal differential. Bulls have only 7 goals against in 5 games and 22 goals scored. You know, when you get down to the basics, you score more than the other team, you're going to win a bunch of games. Is that number impressive for you for 5 games into the season, having a 15-goal advantage?
Yeah, and I think the bigger picture there is our goals against. We're looking at a team goal of less than 2 or less per game throughout the course of the season. So we're definitely on par to be able to manage that. But I think if you keep pucks out of your net with the way that we're built, and we do get a little bit lucky and work a little bit harder than our opponent, we should be able to find the back of the net at least a couple, 2-3 times a night.
Now, next up for the Bulls is a game at Wilmer on Friday night and then at Alexandria on Saturday night. Is it difficult having 2 teams in 2 days that you have to game plan for, rather than just, hey, this weekend, this is the team we're facing, let's figure that out?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it doubles down on your video preparation, more for coaches than players, and our players are still pretty diligent, and we have the software that they get that information provided to them. But yeah, it adds a little bit to the workload for the week.
Wow. So at Wilmer and then at Alexandria, you can follow along with the North Iowa Bulls, northiowabulls.com, plus the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the Twitters, everywhere right there. Coach, thanks so much for your time and joining us here on the Bulls Chat podcast.
Thank you, Joe. I greatly appreciate it.
That is the head coach and general manager of the North Iowa Bulls, Todd Sanden.